You can use GenAI in product for better delivery and higher speed. That's about discovery, prototyping, and also synthetic user interviews. But you should also understand that AI shapes our future roles and future working environment. And here you should think AI beyond the tools, which means processes will be redesigned, roles will be different, and also organizational learning should be rethought differently. And the final question I wanted to leave you is, do you just want to be faster, or do you want to shape AI's transformations actively in your organization?
So thank you so much everyone for being here today for our virtual meetup. This is going to be amazing because we have one of the best guest speaker today with us, Zamina Ahmad. So before we starting our today's session, I will dive into a little activity. You can share your location because we got many registration out of the Pakistan, like Thailand, Indonesia, United States, and even from Berlin. Share your city or country name in the chat box so we can know each other where you are joining us. I have something special today as a speaker, Zamina Ahmad. Zamina is a AI and ML product leader, founder and CEO at Shade and Contrast. So I warm welcome Zamina. Please, it's really honor for us to having you there. Please start your talk. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, friends of Figma Lahore. Very special to be here today. Yeah, I will start now with sharing my screen. So, and start.
Yes, all good. Okay.
Okay. So, today we will have a little session.
We can hear you.
Okay. Today we will have a little session on generative AI for product teams, build harder, not smarter. And before we jump into the talk, I would like to know how is your AI usage in the room? So I will ask some questions and maybe you give me some feedback in the chat. So please give me some feedback in the chat if you already used AI tools for discovery work. So if you prompted, like, can you give me persona? Can you give me, yes, always, yeah. Or what else? Can you do a competitor?
Okay, we can see your screen.
Yes, me too. So great. Yeah, so this is really cool. So we do a lot of discovery. So second question is, did you already do a prototype with tools like Lovable or tools like Figma Make? Did you tested it already? Do you do it regularly? Please give me some feedback in the chat. Yes, I see yes. Figma Make. Which tools do you use? Lovable, Figma Make, maybe something else? Yes. Figma Make, I can see. No Lovable, I don't use it yet. Okay. Bold, yeah, that's also nice. Yeah. Okay, no, no, yeah. Okay, then next question is, give me some feedback if you ever have done synthetic user interviews with AI. So imagine you have a Figma Make prototype and then you ask ChatGPT, give me some feedback. Did you use that feedback? Synthetic AI feedback? No, yes. Okay, no. No, yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So what you can see is AI adoption is increasing really fast. We are using it very regularly. These are some numbers for Germany. You can see that 2/3 of German companies are already using AI, and on global scale, it's even higher. So 80% of companies using AI in at least one business function. And AI is also reshaping our product management, product professional roles. It doesn't matter if you are a developer, a UX designer, a product manager, it's reshaping how we work together. So at the beginning of this year, and you also saw it in the chat, 90% of product professionals are using ChatGPT regularly. So a lot of people are already using it quite intensively. But for what? mainly for administrative work, descriptive tasks, analyzing data. And the reality check, just because you use ChatGPT to write user stories or write faster emails, it doesn't make you better in your job. So here's the reality check. Most organizations, they stick into this tool trap. So they are using tools, but they are not innovating a lot. So we are encountering an exponential gap. While some companies are using ChatGPT to write faster emails, others are rebuilding entire organizations and build new innovations. And today in this session, I want to show you two things. First, I will show you how you use GenAI tools in product management. But second, I also want you to understand how do we think beyond tools, beyond AI tools, and how to understand that AI will change our future processes, roles, and organizations. So my name is Zamina. Mohammed introduced me already. I have 15 years of experience in machine learning systems, algorithms, data science, and also AI. I developed recommendation engines, foundation models for autonomous driving, and also machine learning predictions with sensor data for wind turbines. And 3 years ago, I founded my company, Shades&Contrast. Shades&Contrast is a company which empowers product and tech teams to use AI along the product management cycle. So we help you with GenAI trainings, but we also develop still AI systems. Our clients are very different, big corporates, but also a lot in the public sector. And we do some pioneer work in unbiased AI systems. Today is about generative AI for product teams, build smarter, not harder. And how do you feel today about the session? I mean, it's a lot in working in product, right? We have to handle a lot of different tasks all at the same time, user survey, designing, developing, shipping software faster. So let's be honest here, the pressure is really high and it's real. So we have to ship faster, we have to align with the management, we have to be user-centered at the same time. And then AI comes and AI is everywhere. So there's an AI tool for that. Here's an AI agent for that. So the AI market is exploding. And honestly, AI is here and it's giving us a promise, but it's really adding noise to our jobs. So today I want to show you in a structured way how you can use AI in product management. And it's about 3 things. We will first start with discovery with AI. Second, prototyping with AI. And lastly, how do you do synthetic user interviews with AI? So let's start. Discovery with AI. I saw a lot of people already using AI, but the traditional discovery process, you can think about it. It's how long do you take to do some research? How much of budget do you need? Are your insights actually driving decisions? How quickly can you validate an idea? So you can ask yourself, actually, the traditional product management cycle is too slow for today's market. Because why? We have a lot of weeks planning customer research, for example. We have insights and then it's presented in tons of slides, but no real action afterwards. And lastly, many people think, okay, we already had that in mind, and the user research, user interview is just a biased situation, and do they really answer honest? So in the end, user research and discovery part is taking you to 2 doors. Either you go the expensive research door, and you need some budget, you need dedicated people, you need time commitment, or you skip that discovery work, which means you have guesswork to do and you just get stuck in delivery mode. So that's the false choice people had to make before AI. Now we have AI, and AI has a good promise. It says that, okay, with AI, you can just prompt discovery questions. So you don't have a lot of budget constraints. You don't even have to plan it because you can prompt it in real time. And you can extract value immediately out of data. So the real world impact is that here are some numbers: 30% less time to deployment, 40% faster prototyping, and in the end, it means higher success rates for our products. So the question isn't whether it works, it's more about how fast are you in adapting to doing discovery with AI. There's one use case and one role model who's very good in Gen AI and product management, especially in discovery, and that's the Netflix case. Netflix, I think you all know it. They started as a DVD by mail supplier, and now they are the biggest global streaming giant. And they have a very much different product management approach because they use their data to continuously improve their products. In terms of discovery, it means the old process was that the content, the movies, trailers, they were analyzed. Then they were tried to produce new content, and then they tested it with focus groups. That's a long process because you have to plan it, you have to produce it, and then you test it. The AI native process for Netflix is a totally different one. What they do now is they analyze in real time our viewing patterns, which means they analyze what trailer did you start, what movie did you start, why did you did you stop to the movie, did you finish it until the end, how fast did you watch the movies. And from there, this real-time analyzers, they create new content briefs, new prototypes, and then they test it with AI. So the pattern is AI handles the data synthesis, but humans still focus on the strategic decision, what to publish on Netflix. So it is a little bit different because the old way was you plan a lot. You have project-based discovery from design to analyze to reporting. But the new way with AI is some kind of always-on discovery because you always have the possibility to collect data, to analyze the data with AI, and then to take actions. That's a cool role model, Netflix. I recommend you to research that if you want to go deeper into it. There are different ways to transform your product discovery. The first one is I asked you about. You can create personas and do your customer research, but you can also, when you have data available from your customer research, just analyze the data, extract the insights from maybe calls, emails, interview sessions, and then use a sentiment analysis with AI. Then third, you can also generate new ideas, fresh perspectives with AI together, use AI as sparring partner. Then from there, instead of asking AI or ChatGPT, can you do a discovery framework, think about this different steps. So for me, and I broke it down here, discovery has 5 steps. First is about creating the persona. Second is about creating or understanding their pain points. Third is about the ideation part. 4 is about the market validation. So what is my competitors are doing? And 5 is to sell it to my stakeholder and my management. So instead of asking ChatGPT, can you do a discovery? Do it step by step because the outcome will be much more better if you break it down into different steps. What you need to do is give ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever AI tool you use a product description, some kind of context information, because that's the biggest weakness of AI nowadays, because AI tools don't understand what you're working on. So you either write a description in this structure, product name, target audience, the problem it solves, or maybe you have already a written product description. Here's one example, what I mean by that. That's step one. You can also screenshot it, or that's my prompt, I iterated it. Create 3 user personas for XYZ product, include job title, daily workflow, psychological drivers, and so on, and make them feel like real humans I could interview tomorrow. So from that, can you hear me still? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. So from here you see deliverable 3 personas, a job to be done mapping, and some feature ideas. The outcome will be here. This is in German language. You can see it's a persona, it's a job to be done, and some feature ideas. The most, from these 5 steps discovery, the most valuable part is indeed from my workshops and from my learning, the third step, AI-powered ideation. That's why I wanted to share this prompt with you as well, so you can copy-paste my prompt and use it for your next ideation session. So because I do it like that, based on these pain points from my persona, generate 10 creative solutions. Don't copy existing products. Think of novel approaches that solve multiple pain points simultaneously, and include at least 3 solutions that seem counterintuitive. So what I do here is, because with AI, we have access to a lot of general knowledge, but we don't want general knowledge. We want creative solutions, what I said here. I don't want to copy competitors. I want novel approaches, and I want to solve multiple pain points for my persona at the same time. What I do here, I refine it then, and I brainstorm 3 solutions and generate specific feature ideas for each. And in the end, you have 10 solution concepts and 3 detailed feature sets. And yes, I hope you did a screenshot or you copy it so you can test it for yourself. But from the workshops, most of the ideas were very interesting to see, and some people also tested it out. So that was about discovery. For prototyping with AI, I'm saying that's some kind of a vibe coding revolution. Why vibe coding revolution? I think you know what vibe coding is. That's the approach where we do not write every line of code by hand. We generate, for example, website apps with prompts. We have this vibe coding only since February this year, so it's a very young discipline. But vibe coding gets a lot of attention. So the prediction is that in the next 5 years, the market will grow over 80 million US dollar. And nowadays, more than 70% of developers are using AI coding assistants already daily, study from the US. So the vibe coding moment is like the iPhone moment, because it changed how we interact with technology. AI is changing how we build technology. The iPhone moment wasn't about just making phones or mobile phones faster. It changed how we interact with devices. So AI-powered prototyping, vibe coding, that doesn't make us building faster software. It changes how we collaborate together. So tools like Lovable, Bold, Figma Make, they aren't just faster, they give access to knowledge like coding or prototyping and change the way of our working. The industry impact of vibe coding at the moment is very much about prototyping at the moment. It has some weaknesses in the back end and integrations and also testing, but we see a lot in prototyping and front end usage. Vibe coding is shifting our roles. So maybe you experienced that already, that, for example, for product manager, they documented that in user requirements. Nowadays, they can just prompt and then build a clickable prototype. For designers and developers, it's also different because they are not executors anymore. They can collaborate with other people on AI prototypes. And this partnership between product, design, UX, and also developers, engineering roles are shifting because our roles are merging here at this discipline. Vibe coding tools in the markets, there are a lot. You see here Cursor, Bold, Lovable, Figma Make, so many tools in the market. And one I brought you today is Lovable, and I hope you can hear the sound of this video.
No, Zamina, we can't hear the
Yeah.
sound.
Thanks for making it. Okay, then I will just... So what you can see is, yeah, you already know it. So, I mean, you know that is a lot about you can prompt and then you can, it's just shown here. So you ask Lovable in an interface and then you create it, right? So let's summarize it. How can you use Lovable, tools like Lovable? You do classical prompting, so you just ask tools like Lovable or Figma. What you can also do is you copy-paste screenshots from websites, and then you ask to optimize it. And then third, there is a Figma integration with Lovable, or you use Figma Make. I will show you what I mean. But first, Lovable is a unicorn in Europe. Just 8 months after launch, they became most of the valuables company here in Europe. And I did copy-paste a second video, but maybe I will skip that. It's about also that they're planning to build back-end systems, not only prototyping. And as I said in the beginning, nowadays we see the industry impact on prototyping, but it will soon be different because they will also develop a lot of, a lot of back-end system. Okay. So 3 ways to use Lovable, or 3 ways also, different ways to use vibe coding tools is the prompting way, that's easy to use. The second way is, I'm not sure if you used that already, give me back in the chat, is screenshots. So if you do from your current website or app a screenshot and then ask to optimize it, that's very good for optimization because these tools can give you some, use it sometime, give you some advices here. And then Figma Fusion is more for with the wireframe designer. I think the wireframe designer is also helpful with Figma Make, and I will show you in a short video. What I mean with the screenshot is, here what you can see here is the screenshot of the company of Shades and Contrast. And my working student, she just said, okay, can you build that again? So the prompt was not even good. And that's our current website, and we were not satisfied with that. And in the end, Lovable did only with, can you build that again, this design. So it was really good in terms of copywriting. So it understood what our services is. It scanned the website, it scripted some new text, and it also refreshed the website within the same coloring and in the same brand. So it was purple and also very good adapted. I recommend not to prompt directly, but again, to break it down into different steps. So first of all, what do you want to prototype? What's the feature prioritization? Second, what is your user flow? So you still need to do some user flow design. Then third, do the prototyping. So for example, lovable implementation. And lastly, do the testing and the feedback. The user flow design is something people forget about, but I think it's still important to define what is the user flow for your product that helps a specific persona and to accomplish jobs to be done. So you can see here, before I go to vibe coding prompts, I use this exercise in ChatGPT and create first some text about the user flow. And the outcome looks like that you have a text description about step 1, okay, step 2, the landing page, step 3, the booking visit, for example. So, and that user flow is the input for Figma Make, for Lovable, and other tools. So maybe again, you see the difference. First, I described the user flow as a text with ChatGPT, and this is the input for Figma Make and Lovable. How do I do it then? I recommend you the wireframe designer. Do you know that? Maybe give me some feedback in the chat if you know already the wireframe designer. That's the AI plugin in Figma. It's for free available. And when you have generated the user flow, you can do this following here. I have a video created. You go into plugins, you call the wireframe designer, you copy paste your user flow in Figma, and then you say, please design it. And what you can see here is that Figma is creating a black and white mock-up. So the user flow, the text, is the baseline, and then it creates the website without branding. The benefit here is that you can still touch all these buttons, color them with your own branding, and then push it to Figma Make or push it to Lovable. So you have some more control before you go to the vibe coding tool. So the pro of this option is you have more control over your design. The contra is, of course, you still need to do and push it to color it in your branding. And the wireframe designer is also limited in credits, but it's for free. I wanted to show you also Figma Make because when you use user flows, you see it here in Figma Make, also the outcome is different. So the landing page was much better when you do this step of generating first user flows before you go into the vibe coding tool. Okay, and from prototyping, I wanted to go deeper as last part into the synthetic user interviews. So when you have a prototype, you usually test it with some users, and the users are the main challenge today is the time, the bandwidth, the recruiting the right participants, the budget constraints, and so on. So AI usage also increased by more than 30% compared to last year in UX disciplines. And what are people doing here? They mainly automatize some subtask, which is analyzing the user research data and also the transcription. But there are more ways to use AI in UX research. So you can conduct some synthetic user interviews. You can also build your own user personas without scheduling. And then you have like a persona ChatGPT. You can do some cross-segment analysis with your user interview, and you can also do validation planning and data collection strategy. Today, I wanted to go deeper into the synthetic user interviews. What are synthetic user interviews? It's an AI-generated profile that mimics real user groups. They are providing research insights without having actual interviews, actual people in the room. And how do they work? They are trained on vast amounts of data, so AI models. They are personal consistent, so they can maintain current traits throughout interactions, and they have scalable insights. And of course, they're instant available, so you don't have any delay. Synthetic user interviews is some kind of a AI person you ask, and you ask for feedback from your prototype. And it's built on real data. It's consistent, it's unlimited in scale, but they lack a little bit emotional depth and contextual understanding of real human participants. Let me, I wanted to show you this video, and let me share my screen again. Maybe I can share with sound. Let me try that. Okay, now give me some feedback if you hear the sound.
Of the AI-based tools flooding the landscape of user and product research, few have caused as much debate as AI-generated users, also known as synthetic users. A synthetic user is an AI-generated profile that attempts to mimic a user group, providing artificial research findings produced without studying real users. Through a chat interface, a synthetic user can express simulated thoughts, needs, and experiences based on a large language model's training data. So the idea is you can interview an AI-based participant to learn about a user population's needs and behaviors without talking to a human. As a researcher myself, I think that sounds generally awful, but I can understand the appeal. Recruiting, scheduling, and talking to real people takes time, money, effort, and energy that we don't always have. Just talking to an AI user sounds pretty tempting to a lot of people. To see just how reliable and useful these tools are, we conducted an evaluation using both ChatGPT and a dedicated AI user platform intuitively named Synthetic Users. We interviewed the AI users and compared their responses to what we learned from a real study with actual humans. We found that synthetic users have quite a few limitations. One of the biggest issues was that AI users tended to be much more positive than real humans. AI chatbots have a tendency to want to please, known as sycophancy, and they don't always model human behavior well. When we asked synthetic users about their typical behaviors, they tended to give us clean, idealized, unrealistic responses. For example, when we asked if the respondent had taken the online courses that they had planned to, the synthetic user said it always completed all online courses as planned. Humans aren't like that. We're messy. We have complex decision-making and behaviors that aren't always perfect and predictable in the real world. The human users in our study tended to tell us that they often didn't complete online courses that they began, for various reasons, including being too busy or losing interest. UX research explores human behavior. We need to hear about real human experiences to understand why people make choices, what contextual factors influence behavior, what's important, and when. This cannot be learned through currently available synthetic users. But that doesn't mean that they're useless. Synthetic users are a great tool for desk research, learning what's already known about a specific user group. So if you're gearing up to study users in a domain that's unfamiliar to you, it might be a good idea to talk to a fake representation of that group to inform how you structure and conduct your real research. But if you want accurate new information about your users that can give you an edge on your company's competition, you're only getting that from real humans. But at the time of recording this video, there are companies working on the next iteration of this concept. Synthetic users that are based on your actual research findings instead of whatever's available on the internet. Think research-backed personas that you can talk to. That's something to keep an eye out for amidst the flood of AI-backed tools for research.
Thanks for watching.
So, okay, let me summarize. You all do some discovery, you all do already some prototyping. The next thing which is on the rise is synthetic user interviews, and the video is giving you a realistic picture where to use it and what critical limitation it has. So you can use it for desk research, interview script testing. Also, you have some initial concept and you want to brainstorm and you want some first feedback. That's really cool, and also some across multiple personas. But as she said in the video, you still need some human feedback, or you need to cut out the sycophancy problem with AI. So it's overly positive feedback because it tries to please you, it shallow your responses and tries to confirm your ideas, your features, and it's really unrealistic. So you need to be aware it's a little bit too positive. The approach here is for many companies to gain some speed is to do some initial concept testing, to be better, to iterate your prototype in the early stages, and then to validate it with real users in the end, to get some more, for example, price sensitivity, contextual factors, actual usage of your product. So if you want to do that as well now, then start with a hybrid approach. So use AI to maybe ask, what would you do? What would you optimize with my prototype? Then be aware of the bias problem, the sycophancy, the positive feedback problem, and then maybe give it to real humans. And from there, your whole organization can learn. So in the end, AI gives you speed and capabilities, but is this innovative? So like I said in the beginning, the reality check is that most of the companies stuck in the tool approach, so in the tool trap. So they are using these tools, but they are not innovating a lot. So there are two ways to look at AI. The tool approach and the transformative approach. And the tool approach is about, okay, we create faster personas, faster prototypes. So it's the same process, just faster. For example, discovery, prototyping, synthetic user interviews. And what's the problem here? The problem is, like I said, it's individual productivity gains, and it's a lot of speed, but it's not innovation. So we need to think a little bit beyond that. And that's a transformative approach, that we redesign the processes and the workflows and see that with prototyping, for example, our roles are changing, our roles are emerging. And that means that we need to rethink how we work together. This transformative approach happens on 3 levels. First, the process, second, the roles, and third, all the organization. The process is, what I mean by that is, when you think about product management with AI and what we have seen as discovery, prototyping, user interviews, you don't ask, how can AI make this faster? Maybe you ask, if we design this process of discovery today with AI, how would it work? How would we invent it today? And what you can see here is the AI native process redesign. So after our vibe coding workshop, I say, okay, you experience now the future. How would we design the future? So the challenge is to forget everything you know about traditional coding processes, traditional design processes. And the mission is to invent a completely new prototyping process for the AI era. One of the outcome is here in this canvas. So that's outcome 1 of our workshops. And it's in German language, but you see here, the blue ones is AI does this task, and the green ones are where humans still do it, because we are living in a hybrid era and we have to be very sure about where can AI give us some value and where not? Where has it some limitations because of quality or bias? And what you can see here is one design team restructured the whole process of prototyping in a hybrid way, and they aligned on what to delegate on to AI and what not. The second phase is, okay, we redesigned the process, but it also does something to our roles, because in this hybrid era, our jobs are becoming redefined. You see here the World Economic Forum, the Future of Jobs report, and you see how big is the split between AI, that's the brown one, and the human task. And you can see here that, for example, jobs in big data, mathematics, reading, writing, marketing, they are highly replaceable and substitutable with AI. So the human part is decreasing, and other jobs with active listening, creativity, creative thinking, they are still lot and high human capabilities is needed here. So what I wanted to say with this role evolution is that role boundaries are already merging. There's less gatekeeping of knowledge. The hybrid future is already here. We are all using AI already very regularly. And the skill you need is to be very adaptable and flexible for the future. So UX and product, design and product, these roles are becoming much more hybrid. Here are some examples. Maybe you are in the future an AI product designer. Maybe you are more a design-driven product manager. Maybe you are a product UX researcher. But the boundaries are blurring because all of us can now vibe code and build some user-centered solutions. What do you need for the future hybrid era is a little more AI tool literacy. So develop a deep understanding of these tools and how outputs are generated in a qualitative way. Second, it's a lot about low-code prototyping at the moment. So to generate very fast low-code concepts. And the third part is about experimenting a lot and be very brave about and curious about what you can test. So the critical question is not, are you evolving it, or it's more about, are you ready to think about your traditional role boundaries? So the last part is that this will also affect organizations because they now need to improve both AI knowledge and also human performance, because what we have, the challenges and what we must watch out for is the AI slop problem, which we encounter today, because the internet is flooded with low quality output. And we must learn when AI output is really good enough and when human expertise is needed. Then second, we have a junior skill gap problem because AI makes entry jobs and make entry very easy, but it's hard to build deep expertise in it. So the people who are benefiting at most at the moment are senior people using AI tools because they can evaluate the output of AI very good. And in the end, it comes to the dilemma of speed versus quality, because we need quality assessments when we produce a lot of AI output, but the quality is not good as in the past. So key message is that two users optimize, transformers reimagine. So I have two key messages to have that in mind. You can use GenAI in product for better delivery and higher speed. That's about discovery, prototyping, and also synthetic user interviews. But you should also understand that AI shapes our future roles and future working environment. And here you should think AI beyond the tools, which means processes will be redesigned, roles will be different, and also organization organizational learning should be rethought differently. And the final question I wanted to leave you is, do you just want to be faster, or do you want to shape AI's transformations actively in your organization? So thank you for your attention. Connect on LinkedIn, or feel free to book any masterclasses. And I'm happy to grab now any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zamina. This is Ali Zuberi. So this is an awesome session. And to begin with, you started with the tools, and all these tools we see them all the time over the internet. And to have you can say, clearer glance of things was an amazing experience. Then possibilities in research using the AI. It's a really, really, you can say, interesting topic these days. And I mean, the key takeaways in the end, they were awesome. And I noted down those titles, and I'll keep on researching on those key takeaways more. I have a few questions in the chat, which I think I'll start with Ashraf. I mean, it's better if you can read them out, and then it's better for the audience to listen to the answers you have.
Okay.
Can you see the chat?
I can see it.
Yeah.
So all of the things created by AI looks same no matter we use Figma, Make, Lovable, Cursor, or any other tool. How to generate unique designs. This happens for everything, mobile app sites, dashboards, which is clearly visible that is AI generated. Any thoughts? Okay, thank you for your question, Ashraf. I maybe skip to the second part and slides again to underline how you can test to make it more. Oh, that was too far. That was not too far. Maybe I wait a second. Try to find what I mean. Yeah. So I firstly present different ways, right? So when you do a lot of classic prompt, you prompt, then a lot of these things look like the same. I agree totally to that. If you use screenshot, then it becomes different in my experience, because the AI has some visual input, and then you have to think about like a model, and the model is normal distributed, and AI tries to optimize always for the average. And the average looks always the same. And you don't want that. You want something specifically. You want something unique. So you have to force the model to go to a specific point. And the screenshot is one way to give that AI input. So it's a little bit different. The second way is, let me show you, to please try this step-by-step approach, and especially the user flow design. So try to do it with ChatGPT and generate a user flow very specifically, like I did here. So you did it with text, so very detailed, and try to use that user flow as a prompt for Figma, Make, Cursor, Lovable, whatever you want to do, because this detailed input will give you a little bit different look. And that's my second tip. And last tip is this wireframe designer. So in the wireframe designer, but then you have to do again more, because in the wireframe designer, like I shown in the video, you are again a bit more manual designer, but you have more control. So these are my tips. So try to use it with screenshot. Then second, try to define the user flow as prompting input. And lastly, if you are still not satisfied, test the wireframe designer, and that gives you more control. I hope that helped. Yeah, give it a try. I think it's a lot about redefining also prompts here. Then next question is there possibilities of biases in AI-generated output? If yes, what are the best approaches to eliminate them? Yes, we have a lot of bias in AI. The recent research papers I found about more diversity in AI is what I wanted to explain is that you have a normal distribution of this data, and AI always forces to give you the average. The average is fine sometimes, but sometimes it's negatively set the bias. So it's the most common probability will give to us, and we don't want that. So if you ask for, give me 5 alternatives, give me 3 alternatives, the AI will try to broaden the perspective and give you more different ways of it. So the quickest way to eliminate bias in AI is about to ask for alternatives, 5 alternatives, 3 alternatives, or something like that. I hope that helped. Yeah, so how do you decide when an AI feature is actually solving a problem instead of just looking futuristic? How do you decide? Maybe can you elaborate on that question? I'm not sure if I understand what's meant. I think that should happen in the discovery, right? That you should decide before that AI is solving a problem. Or maybe, yeah, maybe Ali, do you know?
Yeah, I think it's better if Shahid can reach out to you on your LinkedIn since you shared the QR code as well and elaborate the question more over there. It's really a little bit ambiguous, and maybe the way you answer it, like in the discovery phase, you decide that this will be the end goal, and then when you use the AI tools and you keep the process with AI, you start the process with AI tools in mind. I think at that time you'll be able to decide that is it actually resolving the problem or not. So, Shahid, if you can, if you are in the meeting right now, you can just explain it a little bit more. We have another question from Madhu, and she's asking, is Figma will replace the junior designers? If not, how can it augment to the how can the junior designers use it to augment their roles? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the role of a designer is changing, and we need to train and onboard junior designers to use tools like that very quickly. And what important is how can you make sure that the quality is good enough? So augmentation means here, where do I want to augment? So at the moment, the AI tools are very good in prototyping and first concept phase, but you will experience limitations. You already saw that in the questions. How do I make it unique? How do I make it different from my competitors? So their design experience is needed, and also design expertise and knowledge. So from the first question from Ashraf is like, that's a senior question. He experienced already that Figma Make is not giving a proper design. So juniors have to experience that as well. So the limitation in our job is no longer how to create a prototype, because prototyping now is very easy. The uniqueness in the job as a designer is now how to make it different, how to make it look, how to make it not average. So this is more the role of a designer. So I think it will not replace junior designers, but it will some kind replace or make faster the prototyping phase. And what is still slow is the uniqueness, the differentiation factor, and make it not look average.
Zamina, Shahid just added some more context to his question, and that is, are there any signals or points which tell you that using AI and while building an AI feature, you are actually solving a problem? Is there are there any signals or points which tell you that this is going in the right direction?
When you use AI?
When an AI feature is actually helping you out to create a product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mean like, no, maybe can you
Maybe
rephrase?
he is basically referring towards a thing that you added
Mm-hmm.
AI to your process, and
Mm-hmm.
now you're confused that maybe without using AI, I was going in the right direction, and now I'm not. So, are there any signals or points that let you know that AI is actually helping you out instead of deviating you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think there are two things you need to observe with AI. First is the context really understood? So because AI is average knowledge, and our task is to explain the product, the context. Are you B2B software or are you B2C software? What is the product? So first check is the context very good understood from the AI? That's the limitation. The second limitation is the average problem. So are you just reproducing average things everyone has seen already? So and average means also the quality is not high enough. And the last thing is AI just reproducing and reconfirming you? So that's a sycophancy problem. So these three things you must take care: context, averageness and quality, and also sycophancy. Just you know that ChatGPT answer, oh, great idea, Zamina. So right, it's reconfirming me, it's people pleasing, it's pleasing me. So these three are warn signals. I hope that helped.
Yeah, that's a really great answer. Lamina, we are left with just 1 minute, and there are two more questions if you can just quickly go through them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. At the time of designing, we use AI into design, and most of time it give issues regarding UX, how to cater those issues. How to cater, it give issues. What issues? Maybe I'm just looking at the next. So we are turning lazy by using AI and treating AI tools as to do our job. Funny but weird. Maybe I'm wrong, but AI is 60% work and our creative thinking will be 40. What are your thoughts on that? So I think AI is a tool, yeah, and I think we need to make use of it. So don't stop thinking and use AI for, like I said, and be aware of the warn signals, because a lot of things we experience that all in different ways, reconfirming us, but also the quality is average, it's not unique. So yeah, so my thoughts is we are living in a hybrid era and we need to find out where can it help and where is it not helpful. So that was the last minute. Thank you so much for this session. And yeah, connect on LinkedIn and happy to answer also some questions over personal messages. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lamina. Thank you. It was a very awesome session full of knowledge nuggets, and I think everyone on the call would be implementing these things in their daily design process.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you all for joining.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.